Bidenomics is working. It's a term we're very proud of, I must tell you, because Bidenomics is working. It's working. Bidenomics. Bidenomics. And Bidenomics is working. All of this is part of our blueprint together for what America can be. This is Bidenomics.
Kamala Harris is getting crushed by the attack ads from former President Trump. He senses there is blood in the water as it pertains to immigration and the economy, which is why she thinks it's a good idea to go to the border tomorrow. I think it's a mistake, but it explains why Trump's campaign is ramping up more of these ads in the battleground states. So without further ado, let's play these ads and react to them. Let's start with this one.
Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners.
Surgery.
For prisoners.
For prisoners. Every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access.
It's hard to believe, but it's true. Even the liberal media was shocked Kamala supports taxpayer-funded sex changes for prisoners and illegal aliens.
Every transgender inmate would have access.
Kamala's for they, them. President Trump is for you.
I'm Donald J. Trump, and I approve this message.
Now, you're not going to hear that from the media, by the way. I mean, she's ultra radical when it comes to that. She's on videotape saying that she would approve those sex change surgeries for inmates and have us pay for it. I mean, if you're out there and you're trying to figure out, should I vote for Trump or Kamala Harris? I mean, that alone should disqualify Kamala Harris. But if that's not enough for you, maybe you're more of a logical person. Maybe you're all about the numbers. Maybe you're more about the economy. Check this one out.
Kamala Harris is killing the American dream.
Kamala Harris claims to support the middle class, but across the board, the middle class suffers under Kamala Harris's radical policies and agendas. Gasoline, electricity, airfare, groceries, housing, car insurance, and even school lunch costs have surged under Kamala Harris.
Starting on day one, we will defeat inflation quickly and we will make America affordable again. We're getting your prices way down. I will cut your energy costs in half. We will make America the dominant energy producer in the world by far. We will create the biggest, greatest, and strongest middle class in the history of our country. In short, it will be a national economic renaissance. It's time for the working man and woman to finally catch a break. We are going to bring back the American dream bigger, better, and stronger than ever before.
Now, let's be honest and exercise some common sense here. How much of what Trump says is going to come to reality if he becomes the president? I'm not naive. I know that probably half of it won't happen because there's 3 branches of government, right? But at least I know that if he gets into office, he will try to make that happen. Unlike Kamala Harris, who isn't going to do any of that, will continue Bidenomics, by the way, which destroyed the country so far economically and on immigration. And the unfortunate part about this, which I think is what turns off undecided voters when it comes to Kamala Harris, is that she never once recognize how damaging Bidenomics has been. Watch this.
Bidenomics is working. It's a term we're very proud of, I must tell you, because Bidenomics is working. It's working. Bidenomics. Bidenomics. And Bidenomics is working.
All of this is part of our blueprint together for what America can be. This is Bidenomics.
Bidenomics. That is called Bidenomics.
So any person who bothers to do any type of research or just look at history, we know Bidenomics will continue, and you can call it Bidenomics 2.0 because she's yet to say anything that is different than what Joe Biden has done. And we heard what he said, that he delegated foreign and domestic policy to her during this administration. So she loses all credibility if she was ever to say, yeah, it's going to be a little different, and she hasn't whatsoever. And to bring this point home, that her policies will be just like Joe Biden, watch this attack ad.
She doesn't have a plan. She copied Biden's plan.
Her policies on her website are copied and pasted right from Joe Biden's website. They're not even hers.
Bidenomics is working.
Bidenomics is working.
We have the strongest economy in the world.
Our economy is the strongest in the world.
My Build Back Better framework.
Our Build Back Better framework.
To a steady and stable growth.
Stable and steady growth.
We've come so far since my inauguration.
Our country has come a long way since President Biden and I took office.
Nothing says her vision like copy and paste from the boss, does it? Right? I mean, come on.
Now, you might be asking yourself, why would she be so careless to just copy these policies over? Because they know that the average voter isn't going to do any research. They're not going to go to her campaign website. They're not going to read her policies. Most people don't have time. So that's what they're banking on, is that voters will vote with their emotion. They will vote on personality and not policy. And they will continue to do what they've been doing over the last 4 years, which is what exactly? I don't know, open border, funneling more money to Ukraine, creating more government programs that cost money. I mean, these people in Washington, they could care less about the working man and woman. We know this already because the results show that. Now, one of the things she continues to try to push every time she does a rally is saying what she's going to do on day one.
What would you do day one?
There are a number of things on day one. On day one priority, ready on day one.
Kamala, day one was January of 2021.
Day one for Kamala was 3.5 years ago. Why hasn't she done it?
Crime rates have skyrocketed over the past 4 years.
This just in, inflation is headed in the wrong direction.
In June of 2022, inflation peaked at a high of 9.1%, which was the highest since November of 1981.
We continue to see mass crossings without any resistance whatsoever. We continue to see mass releases, and we continue to see Border Patrol completely outmanned.
Harris was a, quote, central member of the national security decision-making team, and Harris herself said she was the last person in the room.
The NFIB's optimism index slipped again in March and has remained at recessionary levels for nearly a year.
Where has she been? And why hasn't she done it? Why hasn't she done it?
I think one of the biggest takeaways, especially in the month of September, towards the end of August, is how dialed in the message has gotten when it comes to Kamala Harris as a candidate, because clearly she is dangerous. She is weak. People cannot trust her to be any different than Joe Biden. She's a failure when it comes to the border, even though she's going to visit the border, which I said earlier is a huge mistake, in my opinion. And we're going to make a video on it once she gets there. And she's absolutely failed when it came to the economy. There's nothing to really debate over when it comes to those two topics. And you could argue that immigration has caused issues with crime and safety. So she loses on that too. And you know what's interesting? This isn't just my opinion. This is what polls are saying. This is how Americans feel. So he should definitely continue to double down on immigration and economy. She has no answer for that. And she can't say, well, he killed the border bill. Because you know what? The best question that came out of Donald Trump's mouth up to this point, why hasn't she done it? She's been there for 3.5 years. Why isn't she doing it now? Why does she just go down to Washington, D.C. and get her compadres together and make it happen, right? Obviously, they're not going to do that. She's not going to do that. It's in the Democratic Party's best interest to continue to allow millions of people to cross the border. We know that. The only reason why Joe Biden issued an executive order, because it would obviously be a bad look while they're trying to win the next 4 years if the border was wide open and doing what it was doing earlier this year and last year. So, of course, he had to issue those executive orders that he could have issued last year or the year before that, but he didn't. But I think these attack ads are doing great. I think they really clearly define who she is. And let's just hope that these actually stick in people's mind. Now, my brother, he lives in Georgia. I went out to Georgia. I went to the gym. And you know what I saw on the TV, because they're playing local TV? Like almost 50% of the commercials were Kamala Harris and Donald Trump running attack ads on each other. And I felt that his ads were definitely better than Kamala Harris. So what do you guys think about these ads? What's your opinion about this? Do you think these ads are clearly defining who Kamala Harris is, which is a dangerous, weak liberal from San Francisco? Let me know in the comment section below. If you've seen any, let me know what your thoughts are and which ones that you've seen. Put that in the comment section. Thank you for checking out the video today. Stay grateful, stay focused, and stay true. Peace.